This summer, when you think vacation, think National Lampoons Vacation. See the real America. Hey, underpants. Hey, yellow. It's friendly. Okay, I'm okay.
Don't you want to look at the Grand Canyon?
It's educational. And most of all, it's fun.
The dog went on the picnic basket.
Like Chevy Chase, Beverly D'Angelo, Imogene Coca, Randy Quaid, John Candy, and Christy Brinkley.
Are you going to go for it?
This is crazy, this is crazy, this is crazy. Take you for a ride. This summer, when you think vacation, think National Lampoons Vacation.
Well, finally, I am doing National Lampoon's Vacation. So here we go. The movie with the great Chevy Chase is finally going to. I will get to Chevy Chase after our little commercial first. So I will get to that in just a second.
Hi, this is my new Chevy wagon with flip-down seats. The 74 Caprice Estate. And this, well, she's my mother. The divided second seat folds right down. And when you pull the lever, the third seat back flops over. And Chevrolet made it so you can operate all the seats from the same door. And this is the Glideway tailgate we ordered. You just turn the key, ta-da, it opens.
The 74 Caprice Estate Wagon from Chevrolet.
Well, I hope you enjoyed this station wagon commercial. There's, of course, a reason why I'm doing a station wagon commercial for this movie, since that's what they kind of get stuck with. The wonderful family truckster. This was the closest thing I could find to the family truckster that they use in the movie. So I did honestly have a white station wagon at the time, so it does bring back some memories. I could put my golf clubs and my fishing pole in there. So it was a really, really fun little ride there. Unfortunately for the Griswolds, theirs isn't so much fun at all. I remember where. Yeah, so moving on from my station wagon, which I tried to get up to 100 miles an hour. Ooh, I hope my parents don't see that part. So yeah, so now getting back to National Lampoon's Vacation, starring the wonderful, talented, and very delightful Chevy Chase. You really don't know who Chevy Chase is? Saturday Night Live is where he got his start. Then he was in Foul Play, Caddyshack, Man of the House, Cops and Robertsons, National Lampoon's European Vacation, Vegas Vacation, Christmas Vacation. And he made a slight cameo appearance in the new Vacation movie starring Ed Helms, which I did not see. So poor Chevy had to put up with 2 seconds of Ed Helms. That's 2 seconds way too many. So this was directed by Harold Ramis. I believe he also directed Caddyshack. He was Egon Spangler in the first two Ghostbusters movies. He was in Stripes. Um, we also have Beverly D'Angelo that's in this movie. And she was in European Vacation, Christmas Vacation, Vegas Vacation. And she was also in some stupid Christmas movie called Violent Night, which was, I think that came out 2 years ago. So, and then we also have Michael. Oh, what is his name? I think it's Anthony Michael Hall. Well, I forgot his first name. I know what he was in, anyways. He was in Johnny Be Good. He was in the movie 61. He played Whitey Ford. He was also in The Breakfast Club. You don't know him. Oh, these poor people. And John Candy makes a cameo appearance in this, and you know who John Candy is in Cool Runnings, Wagons East, Splash, Volunteers, Who's Harry Crumb, Home Alone.
How many movies I see? Because I already heard of two of them.
Trains, Planes, and Automobiles, Stripes. I just mentioned Home Alone.
Yeah, that was the only the other one I knew besides the first one.
You saw him in Splash.
Without sleeping.
No, you saw that. That was the one about the mermaid.
I think I saw.
Okay, so that is pretty much John Candy. Then we also have Randy Quaid, his cousin Eddie, and Randy Quaid was in Independence Day, Days of Thunder, Vegas Vacation, Christmas Vacation. Um, Never heard of any. I think he was also in some Christmas Vacation too. He was in Caddyshack 2, Hard Rain. Oh, he was in Quick Change with your favorite actor Bill Murray. Oh my god. Oh, and Bill Murray's brother is in National Lampoon's Vacation. I believe it's Brian Doyle Murray. So yes, so he is in this with Chevy Chase, but of course Bill Murray is not, and we all know the story. So yes, his Bill Murray's brother happens to be in a lot of Chevy Chase's movies. I can just imagine the behind the scenes conversations, how uncomfortable those must be. Pretty much, Chevy Chase keeps bad mouthing Bill Murray to his brother, so that would be kind of amusing. So this movie is a very simple story. Chevy Chase doesn't want to fly to California to go to Wally World. He wants to take a road trip in a car. And he lives in Chicago, of course, because this was written by John Hughes. All John Hughes movies are written and taking place in Chicago. So he wants to go to Chicago all the way to California. So he wants to take his family all the way there. His son Rusty, played by Michael, I think it's Michael C. Hall or something like that. And then Dana Barron, who plays Audrey. Um, and of course, he takes his wife across country too, and he runs into Christine Brinkley. So there's kind of he has a little crush on her, and he pretty much they're following each other the whole entire trip. So there's some interesting things along the way. It starts out with the luggage falling off the luggage rack the second they pull out of the driveway. Um, they go to the wrong part of town in Missouri and get their hubcaps stolen. They bring their horrible relative, um, Aunt Edna. So she's a very difficult person to get along with, and they end up taking her. They're supposed to take her to Vegas, and they get as far as Arizona, and something bad happens. So there's little obstacles along the way. So so I will just get to the first clip. I believe this did come out in 1980. So I will get to the 1980 movies later on in this video. So I will show the first clip in just a second.
Big vacation, the whole family, Wally World. Wally World, very exciting, Claire. Well, there she is. Claire, right here, the wagon.
Dad, this is not the car you ordered.
Take it easy, Rusty. Ed, this is not the car I ordered. I distinctly ordered the Antarctic Blue Super Sports Wagon with the CB and the optional Rally Fun Pack.
Well, this is their little trip here to the car dealership. So I guess this starts off the bad stuff. So he goes to the car. That obviously the little sports wagon that he wanted didn't get there, so he's forced to take this truckster. And you're probably wondering where his car is. Well, it got flattened by a pancake. They pretty much used Amy Schumer's massive framed body to smush the car, so it is now just completely flat. So he will not be driving off with it. He gets to drive home with the truckster, and if he hates it now, wait till he drives it. So now I will show the next clip here. How what they used to do in 1983. Yes, this movie came out in 83, not 80. So he shows the daily plans on his little home computer. So so I will show that clip in just a second because this is kind of amusing. Let's just say the kids like to have some fun with him when he does his corny little let's go over day one routine. So I will show that clip to you in just a second.
Okay, now there's the family truckster as we leave Chicago. Rusty, please do not eat the truckster. Russ, do you mind? I'm trying to work this out here on the old computer. Please, Russ. Oh, great. Okay. Thank you, Audrey. That's just great.
Well, I did like this part here. Like I was explaining the trip in corny little Griswold form, and Rusty, who's actually played by Anthony Michael Hall. Michael C. Hall is the guy who plays Dexter. My bad. So
You were supposed to say.
I was. Yeah. So so he's got the little Pac-Man thing there, and he's trying to eat the truckster, and of course Clark Griswold, Chevy Chase is starting to get a little bit frustrated. So this part here was kind of amusing, and then shortly after, when the family is leaving, the neighbors probably are happy that he's leaving. He's probably not the most well-liked person in the neighborhood, probably because he causes so many accidents. So right when he is leaving, that's when the luggage falls off of the luggage rack. And why did they put the stuff in the trunk? I don't know. You will have to ask him. I would love to hear his response. So now they are driving, and let's just say they are at the in the wrong part of town. So I will show that clip in just a second.
Noticing all this flag? So just make us appreciate what we have. Roll them up. Aha! What it is, bro? We're from out of town. No shit. Yeah, listen, I really appreciate it if you could give me directions back onto the expressway. What, for free? Sure. $5. I'm not thinking you $5 for directions.
I think that's fair, Clark.
Okay, here's 10.
Nope. This part here is interesting. So he's in the wrong part of town. Obviously, hears a gunshot, so he rolls up the windows. And yes, for a younger audience, you did actually have to roll them up with your hand and actually roll them. There was no a crank, a handle. The point is, you had to do it by hand. You didn't just press a button and go like this.
You have to think it.
Yes, you had to crank it, or that's why he said roll them up. So he goes to he actually finds a pimp first, but we couldn't show that part. So then he goes. He had the little feathery hat and everything. It was quite entertaining. So then he goes to another guy, and of course he takes his money. They take his hubcaps. He says Holmes. So that part was obviously very, very funny. So we are off to a very, very good start with this trip. And I have chemical food, so Stimpy wanted to be my guest. He wanted to steal a couple potato chips and get even fatter. He wanted to go on the Rosie O'Donnell diet. So okay, fine. Maybe he'll go on the Oprah diet and say I love bread. So anyway, so moving on. Yes, he does.
We don't own bread. How do you eat?
My rye bread. We won't get into that. So so now everybody's worst nightmare is about to happen. What if you fall asleep when you're driving? Well, this won't happen to Clark because he's very responsible. So let's find out in the next clip. Well, he fell asleep. So the whole family here is just sleeping, and there he is in the front seat. I have to say those it does look like it's pretty comfortable though in that car, I have to say. It looks like anybody could fall asleep driving that thing. And no, that now if now it's too bad he didn't fall asleep when he was in the state of Florida because they would think nothing of it. They would just say, "Ah, it's just another nutty driver. It's no big deal." But no, he got a lot of looks because I believe they are still in the state of Missouri, but that's kind of a oh oh that's a weird one too. but there's not a whole lot of people there, so I guess that would I guess it would kind of cause a scene. But now in San Francisco they have Waymo cars. So if you see so now if you see a passenger seat that's empty with a car driving, it's kind of a normal thing. So maybe people should actually take those because I'm sure things like this happen all the time. So now they are going to now that since they're in Kansas, why not visit Dodge City? So now I do like how he's doing the road trip thing. He's not just going right to California. He's making stops on the way, which is what you were supposed to do.
That was my plan to come down here.
Yes, well, it was mine too. So now that he's in Dodge City, Kansas, this is where Wyatt Earp, and no, that's not Kevin Costner. No, this is actually where Wyatt Earp used to apparently run the streets of Dodge City. So I will show the next clip of them in a saloon in Dodge City in just a second.
Howdy, city slickers. Welcome to the Long Branch. No fighting, no cussing, no gunslinging. Watch what you say to our bartender. He's an ornery cuss. Thank you, Sheriff. Marshal. Oh, sorry.
Well, this is the Dodge City part here. And Rusty obviously is pretty much making comments that, yeah, they're so glad that they didn't go to Hawaii. They're in Dodge City, Kansas. He's making it pretty obvious that is kind of a boring place to be. So they end up going into this saloon, and then I guess Rusty points out that the Wyatt Earp was wearing sweatpants, and then Clark says they all did back then, Rusty. So I guess he kind of had to make up for it somehow. So the bartender ends up shooting a gun at them because Clark wouldn't keep his mouth shut. So now they leave Dodge City and now they go to Coolidge, Kansas, where they get to meet cousin Eddie. And this is where they pick up the wonderful Aunt Edna, which is played by Imogene Coco. And apparently she played nice parts. I guess in this she had trouble playing kind of a nasty role. And apparently Randy Quaid did not really like the script for this movie because it was an edgy type of R-rated family vacation movie. He thought it should have been more for families, apparently. I was a little shocked to hear that coming from Randy Quaid. So I will show the clip now with Cousin Eddie and his wonderful family in just a second.
I'm going steady. Like French kiss. So everybody does that. Yeah, but Daddy says I'm the best at it. More? No. Hey, you got Pac-Man?
Well, this is wonderful Eddie and his family. So as you can see, they are acting like typical Kansas people. They got the little worm farm. They got the farmhouse.
How would you know what Kansas people
I just have an idea. So, I have an idea. Obviously, there's not much to do in Kansas. I know that from experience from somebody that did used to live there. So, anyways,
Not much to do out here either. You make it. It's not that hard.
so now that we did meet Eddie and his family, now we get to see the famous Aunt Edna. So I will show her in just a second.
Aunt Edna, after all these years, you're looking so good.
Well, this is the wonderful Aunt Edna. And she's not too pleasant to be around. She's got the little walker, and she can walk fine. So so now they have to take her to Phoenix. So and now she also brings her very aggressive dog with her as well. So now we will get to see Christine Brinkley, who has been sort of on this road trip. Clark has sort of noticed her throughout the whole trip. This is the first time we get to see them. So now he gets to see her in the park across from the park where they are eating their wonderful sandwiches. So let's see how Clark enjoys his bologna and cheese sandwich. Let's just find out how long he actually enjoys it while he's dancing with Christine Brinkley. So I will show that clip in just a second.
The dog went on the picnic basket.
I'm trying to remember where I left off.
The dancing in the family.
Oh, yes. Well, so obviously he's having a good time until he finds out that the dog decided to go to the bathroom all over the food. So his little daydream there got pretty much ruined. So obviously Clark is now not happy, and Edna just kept eating the sandwiches. Yeah, I know she is gross, but she was in Kansas. So so now they're going to go to Camp Comfort in Colorado. So now this seems interesting. I'm sure the brochure looked nice. There's also a pool. So maybe things are going to look up a little bit. So let's find out.
And now this is your tent.
Well, this is a very interesting little campsite here. So this is where Bill Murray's brother is running this Camp Comfort here. He's eating a watermelon, having a good time. And the kids are excited because there's a pool, but it turns out that it hasn't been maintained in probably 10 years. The water is greener than a lemon lime Gatorade, so obviously they are not thrilled. And there's little ducks in it. They're not going to be living very, very long, but that's okay because there's probably a Walmart close by. That's how they get their meat. So they are not going to really enjoy themselves here at this camp. And it turns out that this is the end of the dog because Clark decides to pretty much pull a Michael Vick, tie it to the bumper, and forget about it. So yeah, so Mr. Nasty Dog, very, very mean dog, pretty much, obviously he couldn't attack the car, so he was pretty much dragged. So the cop found it, and yeah, pretty much that's the end of the dog. So the dog is no longer in this movie. And Edna, we will find out what happens to her. She decides to take a permanent nap. So she will be joining her dog very soon in the movie All Dogs Go to Heaven. Dogs do, humans don't. So I will show the clip of Edna in just a second.
I'm sick of her lying on me all the time.
Be quiet.
Annie,
Honey, it's only a few hours to Phoenix. Let her be. She's fine.
She's not fine.
She's fine. Don't be silly.
She's not fine, Clark. She's dead.
And Edna is dead. So obviously, oh, so obviously Clark's wife is sad about this, and everybody else doesn't really seem to care. She was miserable the whole trip. She would complain about everything. She complained about the bugs. Sounds familiar. So, anyways, so anyways, so they I guess Clark does the most logical thing. He decides to put a blanket on her and tie her to the roof. So now they're driving around with this dead person on the roof of their car, and they drop him off at cousin Normie's house. So now they are on their way to Wally World, despite having a little tantrum in the car. He must have stopped at the um, he must have stopped at the local Walgreens because that seems to get everybody mad lately for whatever reason. I have no idea. Just people are complaining about it. So I figured I would just make a little joke into my video. So now they do get to Wally World, And they find out that the park is closed, so Clark had to get some sporting goods, and he's going to show it to the security guard played by John Candy. So I will show the final clip in just a sec.
Sorry, folks, park's closed. The moose out front should have told you. Yes, we're here to see Mr. Roy Wally. What is your name, sir? Clark W. Griswold.
Clark, have you lost your mind? Where did you get that?
Sporting goods store, honey. Now you listen to me, fat ass. You do what I say and it won't be any...
This is the final clip I'm going to show. So obviously there was disappointment when they went to the Wally World theme park and the whole thing was closed due to ride repair. I don't think they would actually do something like this, but it made it interesting for the movie. So they obviously they hold the security guy up with a BB gun. He does realize it eventually, and then he gets a shot in the butt. So this is a nice way to nice way to close out the movie. So now, yes, the Toilet Chair Man and Cisco the Grouch did review it, but I did not like the segment, so I will not be showing it. I know a lot. Fat Roger Ebert didn't really give a good explanation. He said he liked the first half, didn't like the second half, and Cisco the Grouch was just all over the place, and it made no sense. So I'm just going to say that they thought it was okay, but again, Roger Ebert loved Cop and a Half. So, and they both like The Godfather Part 3, so their opinion doesn't matter. It pretty much goes in the toilet. So, now, would I recommend this movie? Oh, absolutely. I definitely would recommend this movie. I find this movie hilarious. Now, if you asked my dad, he would not recommend this movie. He says that it would pretty much be nice if it went in a garbage can. So he did not like the vacation movie at all. I'm not sure if he liked Christmas Vacation for that matter either. But I'm a big fan of a couple of these vacation movies. I'm trying to think if I like this one better than Christmas Vacation. I know I gave that a very, very good review. This one is very, very similar. And of course, Jeremy Johns compared the new one to Christmas Vacation when this movie would have been the one to compare it, since this is a road trip vacation movie.
Also the first one?
Yes. Yes, this is the first one of the bunch. So I think this one is a very slim second favorite because I am going to give this a B plus. This movie had everything in it. It was pretty much funny right from the get go. And yes, I did forget to say that the salesman at the beginning, that is Eugene Levy from Schitt's Creek and the American Pie movies. He was also in Splash. So he has been in some very amusing movies. He usually plays a similar role to this one here. So this is, I'm not sure what this, I know it is streaming on something. I just forgot which one it was. And also, I forgot to look up the top movie of 1983. So
You also did not say the movie that comes
I did not, I forgot. I know we've done it before. Well, I should have known. 1983, Return of the Jedi came out. Obviously, that's going to be the number one movie. Okay, we're starting this because we almost had a Polish Pegasus.
We did have.
We did have a Polish Pegasus. Okay, so obviously, if I would have looked this up, Return of the Jedi, it's obviously the clear cut number one because Star Wars is always going to be a number one movie. Even if it's terrible, it will still be a number one movie. I did enjoy Return of the Jedi. I'm one of the few. So Tootsie was number two, Flashdance was number three, and Trading Places was number four. I would have moved Trading Places up to number two. So The Outsiders also came out that year as well. And the movie Christine. So there were some very notable movies that came out during this year. So this is the vacation movie. This might be the final summer movie that I do show because unfortunately it is winding down. So people are complaining about the heat this year. Well, pretty soon we're going to hear the complaining about the cold. So anyway, so that will pretty much do it. Um, so I will see you next time and subscribe if you want and comment below. And thank you very much for watching.